Hello everyone, welcome back to EduTap and welcome to the Finance Current Affairs session. In today's session, we are going to discuss a very important news article of finance that is regarding the G20 tourists that will be able to use the UPI at the select Indian airports. So the Reserve Bank of India has recently released a notification for the issuance of the PPIs, that is the prepaid payment instrument. So what is this notification? What is this PPIs and how they are going to help the UPI to get to the foreign tourists, to the tourists of the G20 countries. So all of this we are going to discuss in today's session, and let's have the complete clarity about the PPIs, about this news article and about the big step that is taken by the Reserve Bank of India. Okay. But before starting with this very important session, there is a big announcement from EduTap that we have brought for you, the comprehensive guide for RBI, NABARD and SEBI. So through a single guidebook, you can get all your common queries answered. If you want to know about the examination, that what is the pattern of the exam, what is the syllabus for the exam, what are the previous year cutoff for the exam, all these common queries can be answered through a single guidebook. You do not have to visit different links. You do not have to visit different websites. Even if you want to know about the preparation, that what should be the strategy for the preparation, what should be the sources for the preparation, all these common queries can be answered easily through these single guidebook. And there are the definitive answers that are provided for you, and this is made absolutely free of cost for you all, to save your time, to save your efforts, and you can easily download these guidebooks. The link is provided in the description box below. So let's start with the topic now. That is, the RBI has recently released, that is on February 10th, 2023 only, the RBI has released this notification, that is the issuance of the PPIs to the foreign nationals or the non-resident Indians visiting India. So for the tourist, the issuance of the PPIs is going to happen. The PPIs are the prepaid instruments. So we will discuss about these prepaid instruments, but first let's focus on the notification and the news. So see, on 8th Feb 2023, the RBI released the statement on developmental and the regulatory policies. In that document, in that statement, there was a very big step that was taken by the Reserve Bank of India. The Reserve Bank of India informed that we are going to propose, we are going to bring the UPI, we are going to bring the UPI for the foreign tourists, for the foreign nationals or for the NRIs that are going to come in our country as tourists. So for those also, the UPI is going to be get released so that they are able to use the UPI in our country. So think that how big of a step it is. When the UPI is launched for the tourist, you can understand that they are going to spend more. Okay, they will not be worried about their cash. They will not be worried about taking out the money or something. The tourist will have it easy. They will be able to buy the things easily. They will be able to transact very easily. Okay. So the UPI is going to ease their transactions. The UPI is going to help the tourist a lot, and this will increase their footstep into our country, or this will increase the transactions that are happening, as well as the tourist will be able to understand that how good the UPI is. So it is going to promote the UPI also. So to start with this facility, now it is said that the UPI will be launched for all the foreign nationals, and the NRIs that are visiting India from all the countries. Okay, it is going to happen in the later stages. But for now, what is happening, that this facility will be extended to the travelers from, or the tourists from, the G20 countries at the select international airports. So whenever the RBI releases something, the RBI releases the pilot first. So you can understand this as the pilot, to understand that how this is going to work and how efficient this will be, how good it will be, what are the learnings. So for that, the pilot has to be launched for the few people. So for the G20 nationals, the G20 countries are chosen and the select international airports are chosen, so that from there the UPI can be started for the foreign nationals, for the G20 nationals and the NRIs that are coming to visit in our country from the G20 countries. So I hope you have understood that to start with, this facility of the UPI will be extended to the travelers from the G20 countries at select international airports for their merchant payments only. So it will be only the person to merchant payments that can happen through the UPI that will be provided to the travelers of the G20 countries while they are in the country. Okay, so it will increase the transaction that is happening in the country. So going forward, this will be enabled across all the entry points in the country. So not only the select international airport, but all the entry points in the country, this facility will be expanded to. So now coming to the PPIs. Now we are talking about the UPI that will be extended to the foreign nationals or the NRIs that are coming from the G20 countries. So why we are talking about the issuance of the PPIs? Why this kind of notification is released by the Reserve Bank of India? So prepaid instruments, see, you are using UPI. How you are using UPI? You are using UPI either through the Google Pay or through the Phone Pay or through the Bhim UPI or something. So UPI is the unified payment interface. It is helping you to make the payment. It is helping you to get connected with the bank through the digital wallets, we can say. But actually, the PPIs are needed, the prepaid payment instruments are needed. That is, the wallets are needed. That is, the mobile accounts are needed. The digital apps are needed. So the Google Pay is needed. The Phone Pay is needed. So these are the prepaid instruments. I hope you have the clear idea that the prepaid instruments are actually the instruments through which we are using to make the payment. Okay, while the UPI is the interface that is allowing that payment to the bank account. So the prepaid instruments are needed if we want the UPI to be provided to the foreign nationals. How we are going to provide them the UPI? Through the Google Pay, through the Phone Pay, or through the other wallets. So the prepaid instruments, prepaid instruments are the payment instruments that facilitate the purchase of the goods and services, that also facilitates the conduct of the financial services, the enable of the remittance facilities, etc. against the value stored therein. So the prepaid instruments are the instruments that facilitate the purchase of goods and services. They are the apps, they are the wallets, and they conduct the financial services, the enabling the remittance facilities against the value that is stored therein. Okay. So the value stored on such instruments represent the value paid for by the holder by cash. So either the value, see, in the Google Pay, the money is connected, right? Because we have deposited the money in the bank. So by the debit to a bank account or by credit card or by the cash, there is some value that is stored in the card. There is some value that is stored in that prepaid instrument. That value we are using. That money that we have stored in the bank account, that we are using for the remittances or for the purchase of the goods and services. So the prepaid instruments can be issued as smart cards. They can be issued as magnetic stripe cards, internet accounts, internet wallets, mobile accounts, mobile wallets. So I hope you have got the clear idea what is the difference between the PPI and the UPI. PPI is the instrument which is helping us to use the UPI, and the UPI is connecting us with our bank accounts. Okay. Now, coming to, after understanding the PPI that is helping us to make the payments, that is helping us to do the remittance, let us understand about the what the RBI has said about the PPIs. So in the notification, the RBI has said the master directions on the prepaid instruments dated August 27, 2021 has been updated by inserting paragraph 10.3 therein. So this paragraph has been added so that the UPI can be provided to the foreign nationals or to the NRIs of the G20 nations for now. So you can understand that the RBI has said that, okay, the foreign nationals should be getting the UPI. So from the next day, they will start getting the UPI. What are the rules and regulations? So for that, the RBI has changed, the RBI has updated the master direction on the PPIs. Okay, so that there are some rules and regulations for issuing the UPI for the foreign nationals. Let's understand these rules and regulations that the RBI has provided. Okay, so the PPIs to foreign nationals and the non-resident Indians visiting India, this kind of clause was not there in the master direction on the prepaid payment instruments. This clause is recently added. Okay, this whole paragraph is recently added, is inserted. That is on 10th Feb 2023. So the banks or non-banks that are permitted by the RBI to issue the PPIs, they can issue the INR denominated full KYC PPIs. So the PPIs that have the full KYC, those kind of PPIs will be issued for that will be INR denominated. Now, if India or in India the PPIs are being issued, they should be issued in the INR only, because we trade in Indian rupees. Now you are a merchant, you are not going to take the dollars or something, you will take Indian rupees only. So the Indian denominated full KYC PPIs will be provided to the foreign nationals or the NRIs that are visiting India. To start with, this facility is going to be with the foreign nationals or the NRIs of the G20 countries, that are travelers from the G20 countries arriving at the select international airports. Such PPIs can also be issued in the co-branding arrangement with entities authorized to deal in FEMA. So I hope you have understood the basic point that the full KYC PPIs will be issued to the foreign nationals, to the NRIs of the G20 countries, and they will be INR denominated. Remember this very clearly, they will be INR denominated. The PPIs shall be issued after physical verification. So if someone is coming from abroad, how you are going to know that that is a trustworthy person or that person is the real person or not? There is something in the background that is going on, some trafficking or something. So the physical verification of the passport and the visa of the customers has to happen before providing them with the PPIs, before providing them with these instruments. At the point of issuance of the PPI, the verification has to be done and the physical verification has to be done. The PPI issuers shall ensure that such information and record thereof are maintained with them only. The PPIs can be issued in the form of the wallets linked to UPI. So you can understand that how the UPI is going to be provided to the nationals. So now the point comes, the wallets linked with UPI, these will be provided to the foreign nationals, to the foreign tourists. Okay, so here I hope you understand that the PPIs can be issued in the form of wallets linked to UPI and can be used for the merchant payments only. Okay, it is from the person to merchant only that the payments can be done, and wallets linked to UPI, because see, the QR codes that are provided, that are the QR codes with the UPI ID. So the merchant has the QR code. Okay, now this QR code is connected to the Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm wallet, anything. So if you are making the payment to this UPI ID, to this QR code, whichever app you are using, you will be able to send the money to the bank account of that merchant. Okay, of that merchant. So the UPI has made all the apps that are making the payments interoperable. Even if you are paying through the Google Pay, but the merchant has Phone Pay, you are able to pay through this QR code. Even if you are paying through the Paytm, but the merchant has the Phone Pay, you are able to make the payment. So the wallets linked to UPI are interoperable because the UPI ID is directly connected to the bank. So I hope you have understood this, and the PPIs will be issued in the INR denominated full KYC PPIs, and the full KYC PPIs will be the wallets linked to UPI. Loading and reloading of such PPIs, like how the money is going to go in the PPI. We have the bank accounts in India, and our bank accounts are connected to the UPI, and that is connected to the Google Pay, Phone Pay or something. So that's how the money is going to the merchants, that's how the money is going to the apps or something. Here, the foreign nationals, they do not have the bank accounts in our country, right? So the loading or the reloading of such PPIs, such wallets linked to UPI that will be provided to the foreign nationals will be against the receipt of the foreign exchange by cash or through any payment instrument. The conversion of Indian rupees shall be carried out only by the entities that is authorized to deal in foreign exchange. The amount outstanding at any point in time in such PPIs shall not exceed the limit applicable on full KYC PPI. So with this we will understand in the next slide. So I hope you have understood the broader idea, the broader rules and regulations that are provided for the PPIs to be issued to the foreign nationals. That should be the full KYC PPIs, that should be the INR denominated PPIs, that should be the wallet linked with UPI. Okay. So now here the co-branding word is used, that the full KYC PPIs can be issued with the co-branding arrangement. So role of the co-branding partner shall be limited. Usually it is limited to the marketing and the distribution only. The PPI issuer is the main issuer and the partner is the one that is providing the marketing, that is providing the distribution of the PPIs. The co-branding partner shall be a company incorporated in India under the Companies Act. The co-branding partner can also be the government or some ministry or the department of the government or the bank that is licensed by the RBI. So I hope you have understood the basic idea of the rules and regulation. Now coming to there are two kind of PPIs. Okay, so the full KYC PPIs are the PPIs that are allowed for the foreign nationals. Okay, the small PPIs are not allowed for the foreign nationals. So small PPIs are the PPIs where the full KYC does not happen. There are the minimum details that has to be provided to the issuer of the PPI, and this kind of PPI can only be used for the transaction of the goods and services. These PPIs cannot be used for the fund transfer or the cash withdrawal. Okay, so I hope you have understood the small PPIs. They are the minimum details PPIs where the full KYC is not needed. The amount loaded in such PPIs per month, only the loading of the 10,000 can happen. That is the maximum amount. So for 1 year, the maximum amount is 1,20,000 that can be loaded in the PPI. They are reloadable because every month you can load the money, and amount outstanding at any point of time shall not be more than 10,000. So for the small PPIs, the amount outstanding in the PPI cannot be more than 10,000. Okay, there are two kinds of small PPIs, that is with cash loading facility and without cash loading facility. That is, you can load the cash on the PPI, or without cash loading means only through the bank account or only through the Google Pay or something you can load the money in the small PPI. So that we do not have to focus much on this small PPIs. Coming to the full KYC PPIs, that is allowed for the foreign nationals, that is allowed for the NRIs. Okay, so this is the PPI that is being allowed for the foreign nationals or the NRIs. They consist of the wallets that is going to get linked with the UPI. Okay, so that's why full KYC PPIs is the one that is allowed for the foreign nationals. So the PPIs are issued by banks with a full KYC. When full details are provided to the PPI of the PPI holder to the PPI issuer, these PPIs can be used for the purchase of the goods or services, or for the cash withdrawal, or for the funds transfer. Okay, so this kind of PPI can be used. So this PPI, you have to remember the amount. Okay, remember the amount, remember the main data. So first of all, the full KYC PPIs, they can be provided by the banks or the non-banks. The customer KYC should be complete. There should be full details that should be provided for this kind of full KYC PPIs. You must have opened the Google Pay. You must have got the phone pay. Okay, or bank account connected with the UPI. For that, you would have gone through the full KYC. Video based content also you would have given. The identification, the video based identification, you should also have been given. So that kind of full KYC should be there. Okay, in the full KYC PPIs, the amount outstanding shall not exceed 2 lakh at any point of time. So remember this, that for the foreign nationals or for the NRIs also, in their wallets that is linked with the UPI that they will be getting, their amount outstanding at any point of time should not exceed rupees 2 lakh. That is the maximum limit that they can keep in the wallets. The funds can be transferred back to source account. Now they have not utilized this 2 lakh rupees. They have left 1,50,000 in their wallets only. What are they going to do with that money? So that will be transferred back to the source, that is back to the foreign national or the NRI. So payment source from where the PPI was loaded, there the money will go. The PPI issuer shall provide the facility of the pre-registered beneficiaries. Like something happens to the foreign nationals or the NRIs, so the money will go to the beneficiaries. Okay, so the 2 lakh rupees can go to the pre-registered beneficiaries. In case of such pre-registered beneficiaries, the fund transfer limit shall not exceed 2 lakh rupees. Even if the NRI thinks that, okay, I should send this money to my mother in the some other country, so the money can easily be transferred. Okay, that is rupees 2 lakh rupees can easily be transferred. Fund transfer limit for all other cases. So if there is no beneficiary, if there is no pre-registered beneficiary, or if there is some third party, let's say there was some girl and her mother was the pre-registered beneficiary. So the girl can send the 2 lakh rupees to the mother, to the pre-registered beneficiary. But now the girl has to send the money to some merchant or some other tourist guide. So only the level or only the money that can be sent in a single amount is fund transfer limit. For all other cases shall be registered to rupees 10,000 per month. So remember this. Okay, fund transfer from such PPI shall also be permitted to other PPIs. Like you can transfer the money to other PPIs, to other wallets, to other debit card or something. To close the PPI, the fund will be transferred to your bank account. So all of this you can read, but the major crux is that the amount outstanding should not go beyond 2 lakh. The pre-registered beneficiaries, you can transfer the money to them up to the amount of 2 lakh in a month only. And the fund transfer limit for all other cases is 10,000 per month. So this is all that you need to remember. Here you will get all of this in the PDF. So you can go through it once, you can read through it once, but the major crux I have explained to you. So I hope you have understood about the full KYC PPIs, and here the thing was written that the amount outstanding at any point of time in such PPI shall not exceed the limit applicable on full KYC PPIs. So it is rupees 2 lakh that you have to remember. Okay, So I hope you have understood this also. And where PPIs are issued in the form of wallets, interoperability across PPI shall be enabled through UPI. So UPI makes the wallets interoperable. You are able to use the Google Pay to send money to PhonePe. Okay. I hope you have understood the basic crux of the whole news article. Now coming to the additional information, there are also the specific categories of PPIs. So there are the gift PPIs, there are the gift cards that is given. The maximum value of such gift cards can only be rupees 10,000 and they are not reloadable. The full PPIs, full KYC PPIs and the small PPIs, they both are reloadable, but here they are not reloadable. So there is no transaction limit to P2M. Okay, there is no transaction limit to P2M. There is only the transfer limit. That is, if you want to transfer your money to the tourist guide or something, then the limit is there. For the merchants, there is no as such limits. Okay. Okay. So such instruments shall not be reloadable like the gift PPIs. The PPIs for mass transit systems, there is also the PPIs, like there is the metro card, there is the railway card. So these PPIs shall be issued by the mass transit system operators only, and they are the special PPIs. And the PPI MTS issued shall be reloadable in nature. Maximum value outstanding that can be kept can be only rupees 3,000. It's limited to rupees 3,000. Okay. So non-bank entities that want to apply for the authorization shall be a company that is incorporated in India, registered under the Companies Act 1956 2000 or 2013 now. So I hope you understand that the non-bank entities that want to get the authorization, they should be registered under the Companies Act. All non-bank entities seeking authorization from RBI under the Payment and Settlement System Act shall have a minimum positive net worth of 5 crore, and after 3 years, like 3 years financial years, so thereafter by the end of the third financial year, they have to have the minimum net worth of 15 crore. So remember this, that the non-bank can issue if they have the net worth of 5 crores, and within the third year, like in the third year of the financial year, they have to have the net worth of 15 crores. Okay. Cash loading to PPI shall be limited to 50,000 per month. That is the maximum limit for 1 month, subject to overall limit of the PPI. So for the full KYC PPIs, there is the different limit, and for the small KYC PPIs, there is the limit of 10,000 only per month. Okay. So non-banks regulated by any of the financial sector, they can get the registration, they can get the authorization to issue the PPIs under the PSS Act, that is the Payment and Settlement System Act, and they have to apply to the Department of Payment Settlement System, Central Office of the RBI Mumbai to get the authorization. Okay, so they are going to get the authorization under the Payment and Settlement System Act. So now Apex Cash, this has become the first company, the first financial services company in the country to offer the UPI services to the international delegates attending the G20 summit. So remember this name, that is the Apex Cash. Okay. So I hope now you will be able to answer this first question very easily. So I hope you will be able to easily provide this answer. Okay, do answer this question, and thank you very much. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our Telegram channel. The PDF of this session you will be getting here only. And if you have any query, you can mail us here or you can contact through this number. Remember, the main thing that you have to remember are the 10.3 paragraph that has been inserted in the master direction, as well as you have to understand the basic idea that for now the G20 nationals are the ones, they are the foreign visitors are the ones from the G20 countries that will be getting the PPIs, that will be getting the wallets linked with UPI, and from the select airports only, okay. So I hope you have understood today's article very well. You can ask the questions in the comment section below, and I hope you were able to understand the news article. My throat was not well, so I was not able to maybe voice my words better, but I hope you